At Jebot, Billy knocks on Jack's office door. His brother is glad he stopped by. He has something to discuss with him. Billy first tells him he let Phyllis go. She didn't have the bandwidth to focus on the company. Jack thinks he made the right decision. Billy relays that he's already found a replacement, Sally Spectra. Jack questions him. Isn't that like replacing one potential problem with another? Billy gets his back up and argues that Sally ran Newman Media. Jack says, for a short time. He thinks this is a knee-jerk reaction and questions if Sally would tell him no if the moment required it as Phyllis would. Billy insists he made the right decision. Jack's not convinced. It's a big risk. Billy reminds him people thought the same thing about Diane working there. What's the difference? Jack says Diane proved everyone wrong, and he's not questioning Sally's intelligence. He just wonders what happens when they have to bring work home. He and Diane have years together to navigate that. This could put pressure on Billy's relationship. Billy says Sally calls him on things. It's part of why he fell for her. She pointed out his blind spots and holds him accountable. He's confident about bringing her on board. Jack can't argue with that. Billy still feels tension. Is he upset about what he said to Diane about the remotal? Jack asks, do you really think I'm that petty? Jack wonders what Billy doesn't like about the place. Billy tells him it wasn't just one thing, it was a feeling. As soon as he walked in, he felt like he was missing their dad. Jack says he's in the artwork and books. Billy thinks it was different for him and their siblings because they grew up there. He was there such a short time that the feeling of the house was his connection to John. It's gone. No matter what was going on, he felt at peace there when he walked through the door. Jack didn't know that's how he felt. Billy admits his reaction surprised him as well. He wonders if Jack felt the same way and was just keeping the peace with Diane. Jack loved it and meant every word. He thinks their dad would have loved it too. Billy missed the smell of the old place. Jack teases about the musty tapestries. Billy grins. It smells like new paint instead. It felt like losing his dad all over again. He won't pretend he didn't feel that way. Jack admits Diane had to drag him kicking and screaming into this. He worried about the same thing. He can tell him the moment his attitude changed was when Diane told him that his father is not in the house, but in his heart. He travels with all of us, he chokes out. Wherever they go, their father is with them. Billy wipes away a tear and says he's right. He's sorry if he offended Diane. He'll apologize. Switching gears, Billy tells Jack he'll be doing a press release party for the launch of the company. Jack wants him to succeed more than anything. If that involves Sally, he won't question it. Finally, Jack asks if he's heard any more from the mysterious Dumas. Billy says he's been hard to pin down. Jack warns Dumas won't hand anything to anyone without strings attached. He doesn't want Abbott Communications to be attacked. Billy is going to take a meeting and hear what he has to say. Jack doesn't want the media company taking a backseat to another one of his pipe dreams. Billy dropping everything to follow a long shot has been a pattern in his life. Billy insists that Abbott Communications is his priority. They argue about whether or not Nikki should get a pass for her involvement in Victor's takeover of Chancellor. Billy fumes that Nikki was right there by his side. How is Jack not infuriated with what Nikki did? Jack has to let go of it, and Billy needs to let go of Chancellor and not go into another battle with Victor. Billy fumes that Jack's never backed away from a battle with Victor and asks, why should I? At Newman Media, Chelsea and Adam recap her and Sally leaving Marchetti at the same time and becoming competitors. Adam's sure they'll wipe the floor with them. Chelsea doesn't want this to get ugly, and given the animosity and history between him and Billy, it's starting to sound like it already is. Adam concedes that things could get volatile, noting Billy is the one who chose to go into media. Chelsea wants things to stay civilized. Adam suspects Billy and Sally haven't completely moved on from Baltimore. He's sure Billy wants to stick it to him and will try to use Abbott Communications to do it. Chelsea asks why everything has to be so cutthroat with him. If doing good is off the table, they have a problem. Chelsea wants to use Newman media to do good and give people good information. Adam doesn't think Billy will take the high road, so he's ready to do battle. Chelsea senses he's relishing this. Adam becomes frustrated and suggests they forget about Abbott Communications and focus on Newman Media. Chelsea wants confirmation that Northeast will not go after their enemies. Victor appears and says, "It looks like Chelsea's keeping you on your toes." Chelsea repeats that the company shouldn't be used against their enemies. Victor asks for a moment alone with Adam. Chelsea heads out to her office. Once alone, Victor tells his son this is going to require some diplomacy on his part. He knows damn well they're going after their enemies. There's one on the horizon, throwing his weight around, a fellow called Aristotle Dumas. Once in the loop, Adam asks if Dumas has made specific moves against Chancellor. Victor says no, but they have to stay ahead by flooding the market with stories about how strong Chancellor is under Nikki compared to Billy because Dumas is connecting with the Abbott. Adam can't understand why he'd want anything to do with an idiot like Billy. Victor says that's exactly what he wants him to put in the coverage. Adam frets that Chelsea's not going to like this one bit. Victor says Billy needs to be taught a lesson. Adam says it could be a deal breaker for Chelsea. Victor says if she won't go along with it, maybe she's not a good fit. Adam will handle Chelsea. Victor tells him Billy Abbott needs to be crushed for several reasons. Okay, trust me on that. Chelsea rejoins Adam after Victor leaves. He doesn't want to lie to her and tells her his father is concerned about a man named Aristotle Dumas. He wants them to put out some positive content about Chancellor saying how well Nikki's doing and trash Billy's failure to be a leader. "It looks like you and I are about to have our first professional disagreement," he observes. Damian walks into the club and spots Lily. She invites him to join her and asks about Amy. Damian says she'll be home for a few days between appointments. The treatment gives her a fighting chance at beating the cancer. Lily can see he's relieved. Damian updates her that he reached out to Dumas to try and arrange a meeting with her. He didn't say no, but he wants to know why she wants a meeting and what she's after. Lily laughs. She wants to know what Dumas is after. If that's her family's company, he can tell her to her face rather than hiding behind Damian. Damian doesn't think Dumas will show his cards during the first meeting or any meeting. Lily just wants him to know she's protecting her company. Damian warns he may be one of the only men who is not susceptible to her charms. Lily just wants him to know that she's a formidable opponent, as are Devin and Nate. Damian asks, "What if you're wrong about Dumas and his intentions?" He's seen no evidence that her company is even on his radar. What if all of this is for nothing? Lily admits she's only going by what Victor said. What reason would he have to lie? Damian doesn't know, but he heard that he hung her out to dry. Lily says that's why he owes her now. She explains he was close to her dad and wants to repay the debt. She's heard rumors that Dumas is trying to expand his empire. Damian has heard no grumblings. He asks what he has to do to prove he's not her enemy. Lily believes he doesn't know what Dumas is planning. That doesn't mean he can't use him. Damian's not gullible, and he's not his lapdog. Lily thinks she'd trust him more if he didn't work for Dumas. Damian gawps, "Are you asking me to quit my job?" Lily nods, "Yeah." Lily points out he doesn't own the businesses, he's just a figurehead with a salary. Damian says it's a good salary. Lily's sure Dumas pays his minions well. Damian asks if she's trying to insult him. Lily shrugs, "I just thought you had more ambition than that." Damian, playing along, asks what he'd do if he quit. Lily's sure he could do more than be someone's lackey. She could find something at Winters for him. Damian asks why she'd do that for him. He reminds her of their trust issues and accuses her of wanting to keep her enemy close. Lily denies that's her agenda. He is family, and it's a family firm. Damian reminds her if he quits, she'll lose access to Dumas. Lily can find out a different way. She tells him this is his way to prove he has no sketchy connection to Dumas. What do you say? Are you ready to make a move? Damian admits it's not the worst idea he's ever heard. He's done his research on Winters, and it could be a fit. He'd consider it for the right spot. The paycheck is also important. What Winters is offering would have to be pretty spectacular. Lily thinks they can work it out. Damian's still amazed by all of this. He points out he'd be taking a risk. His first meeting with the Winters clan was a ploy. Lily tells him to forget it then. Damian chuckles and tells her not to get defensive. He was just doing a little thinking out loud. Lily insists she has no agenda other than to see how far he'll go to prove he can be trusted. Damian tells her that's an agenda, and what she's asking is pretty big. What's in it for him if she and Divin trust him? Lily knows he wants her to trust him. Because you're attracted to me, and you want to see where this could go. Damian remarks, really? He asks if she would also like to see where this could go. She tells him she'll get back to him with an offer and flounces off. The young and the restless spoilers state that Mariah Copeland is feeling mighty guilty about something she did while away on business. While she didn't spill exactly what she did to Sharon Newman, her mom can sense it's something bad, and even Tessa Porter has noticed her wife's odd behavior. It seems apparent that Mariah cheated on Tessa, but could she have cheated on her with a man? Even fans can see that Mariah is not herself. She clearly feels awful about what she did, and whether she cheated on Tessa with a man or woman, this is completely out of character. Nothing should warrant cheating, but as Mariah was still dealing with trauma from Ian Ward's latest return, and got drunk to numb the pain, she wasn't exactly in her right mind. She should certainly fess up to Tessa, but could this mistake trigger a painful reminder of her betrayal moving forward? The young and the restless spoilers remind fans that no secret ever stays hidden for long. If Mariah cheated on Tessa with a man, could she wind up pregnant in the weeks ahead? If that's the case, would Mariah come clean to her wife? As the idea of expanding their family has likely crossed their minds, would the two women decide to keep the baby? Then again, as there seems to be something going on between Tessa and Daniel Romolotti, could this one-night stand be the very thing that tears Mariah apart and opens a door for Daniel and Tessa to share a romance? Alternatively, could the man who Mariah cheated with end up in Genoa City? If Mariah is pregnant, could the two end up diving into a romance themselves? Could Mariah be pregnant? The young and the restless spoilers for Wednesday, May 7, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Lily Winters to make a surprising business deal. Meanwhile, Chelsea Lawson grills Adam Newman. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. In tomorrow's episode, Damian Kane will try to get a meeting between Lily and Aristotle Dumas. However, the mysterious businessman isn't going to any meeting blind. First of all, Dumas wants to know why Lily is requesting a meeting. Then he will ask what Lily is after. This might take Lily by surprise, as she is the one who thinks Dumas is after her family's company. However, Lily will have to come up with some intriguing answers to gain Dumas' interest. Over with Jack Abbott, he will confront Billy Abbott. Diane Jenkins Abbott feels so discouraged after Billy's harsh criticism of the mansion renovations. Jack might try to reason with Billy at first and explain how hurt Diane was by his comments. When that doesn't work and Billy lays out the brutal truth, Jack could explode. The young and the restless spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Chelsea has accepted the offer to work with Adam at Newman Media. Chelsea is excited about the challenge, but things are going to get messy right away. Before Chelsea's executive chair even gets warm, Victor Newman issues a suspicious request. Chelsea will wonder if Victor is testing her loyalty in some way. When Adam hears about Chelsea's suspicion regarding Victor, he could admit it. Adam might explain things to Chelsea. However, she won't want to get involved in anything other than work. Chelsea might explain she took the job to take on a new business challenge, not to ruin people's lives. Adam and Chelsea might have thought working together would be a great idea. However, all signs point to a lot of complications and misunderstandings. It's not like Chelsea can go back to Marchetti. She gave no notice and Summer Newman isn't even in town anymore, so Chelsea could be in for a rough landing. There might also be news on Cole Howard's medical testing. Is it more than just a cold? Could Cole be dying? As fans, we often have our favorite scenes involving the characters we love or love to hate. And when it comes to the stars, they have unforgettable ones as well. The Young and the Restless Jess Walton recently posted a photo featuring one of Jill and Catherine's many physical altercations, and it was one that left a castmate blown away. This scene with Gene Cooper was pure magic, wild, funny, and unforgettable. Walton stated of the infamous water fight, "We laughed so much that day. Grateful for every moment I got to share with her on and off screen. Watching the scene play out on our screens was laugh out loud hilarious. Can you imagine how it was for those watching it from behind the scenes at the studio? I remember watching this live on the floor," Greg Reichart stated. "I hadn't been on the show for very long and was just blown away by how brilliant you both were. So committed and having so much fun at the same time. What a dream." Fans loved seeing the throwback photo and Edie Montagano Thompson shared, "Boy, I have to admit, when you post these photos it makes me miss Gene so much. And I miss you being on the show too. It has never been the same." Sadly, Cooper passed away on May 8, 2013, and the legendary actress has been missed ever since. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggests some must-see moments on the horizon for fans. So it's time to brace for all the drama. From a huge celebration to a cheater getting caught and a funeral, below are some storylines I and our viewers won't want to miss this May. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor Newman will start planning the biggest birthday party Genoa City has ever seen for his beloved wife, Nikki Newman. Near the end of May, parties in the land of soaps never go off without some sort of hitch. So it's hard not to speculate that the proverbial poop may hit the fan. While there will be plenty of fun and celebration, could Aristotle Dumas finally step out of the shadows and into the light during this event? That would catch everyone off guard. Then again, some drama could spill if Claire Newman gets word of Audra Charles' plan with her grandpa to ruin her relationship with Kyle Abbott. Either way, there will be surprises, big reveals, and heated confrontations at some point during Nikki's party, so fans need to stay tuned to catch every moment. Sweeps months always offer shockers, especially when it comes to losing a loved one in the little town. Right now, fans are concerned about the potential loss of two characters, Amy Lewis or Cole Howard. Although it seems likely that Victoria Newman is losing the love of her life, Amy is at a treatment center, so there's a good chance she can beat her illness, especially because of her reunion with her son, Damian Kane. With that said, it does seem as if Cole's flu could be the end of him. This will not only devastate Vicky, but Claire, as she was just reunited with her father. Maria Copeland returned from a business trip harboring guilt over something major, and it looks like she's been unfaithful. Still, as this isn't the first time Mariah has cheated on Tessa Porter, could it be a game changer for their relationship? Mix in the fact that Tessa has been getting closer to Daniel Romalotti Jr., and Mariah crashing and burning could open a door for a romance there. Tessa will likely lean on Daniel for support. But will this break up her happy home with Mariah and Aria Porter Copeland, too? What May Sweeps must-see moments are you looking forward to? Drop a comment below. Watch the CBS Soap Daily to catch all the drama in Genoa City, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless news, updates, and spoilers. Tensions are rising in Genoa City. For the Thursday, May 8 episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show tensions rising, tempers flaring, and a whole lot of drama coming your way. Is the honeymoon phase of living together over for Adam and Chelsea? It sure seems like it with all the tension brewing in these new snaps. The pair look rather heated and Chelsea definitely does not look happy. Has Adam crossed another line that has her up in arms? Or is there something going on? Over at Society, Devin meets up with Lily and Nate, and it seems like their conversation isn't all sunshine and roses either. Teasers say Devin will find himself in a hard position with his family, and judging by the pictures, that seems pretty accurate. Will he say something to Lily that sets her off? At the same time, Holden checks in with Damian over at Crimson Lights to give him a warning. These fellas are top-tier schemers and always have each other's backs. What is going on that has Holden on edge this time, though? When it comes to hard days, Billy's has had his fair share, and it's not going to ease up anytime soon. He grabs a drink at the club and is hoping for some peace and quiet, but that's also not going to happen anytime soon. Instead, rumor has it, he gets into it with Victor. Is that why Billy Boy looks so rattled? Your brother, or your ex-wife? On the May 7 episode of The Young and the Restless, Billy was furious that Jack refused to hate Nikki as much as Billy does. Billy whined that Nikki was just as responsible for taking Chancellor away from Billy as Victor and Jill were, so why wasn't Jack more incensed on Billy's behalf? Jack distracted Billy with something else for him to throw a tantrum about. But was Billy actually onto something? Jack is perfectly happy to fund Billy's new company, so his little brother can take on Victor. Jack actually considers Adam a friend, but as long as Adam is working for his daddy, Jack understands that Adam may get attacked by Billy as well. Jack was married to Nikki. They lost a son together. Jack was a better, at least a kindler, gentler, and less controlling parent to Victoria and Nick than Victor could ever hope to be. If it comes down to a split-second decision, protect Billy or protect Nikki, who will Jack choose? His brother has proven to be his own worst enemy. There is no situation that a self-destructive Billy can't make worse for everyone involved, including himself. If Jack protects Billy, Billy could still screw it all up in the end anyway. But if Jack protects Nikki, then he gets to keep pretending the woman he once loved doesn't constantly choose her psycho, controlling husband over Jack, who would literally give his life for her. That's the Nikki Jack prefers to believe he married. Lily turned the tables on Damian with a bold offer that left him questioning everything, including whether trust or attraction mattered more. The Young and the Restless recap for Wednesday, May 7 sees Lily turn up the heat on Damian with a surprise proposition, Victor plotting Billy's downfall, and the Abbotts trying to clean up emotional messes. Billy stopped by Jabot to fill Jack in on firing Phyllis and hiring Sally. Jack agreed that firing Phyllis was the right call, but he wasn't exactly thrilled with her replacement. He felt like Billy was swapping one potential disaster for another. Billy was confident in Sally, though. The tension between the brothers simmered until Billy brought up the home redesign. He asked if Jack's coolness had anything to do with what he said to Diane. Jack denied it, but Billy explained himself anyway. Diane's changes made it feel like their dad was gone from the house. He never grew up in it, but when he visited, he felt close to his father. Now that sense of peace was gone. Jack said he loved what Diane had done, but he understood. They weren't just talking about decor, they were talking about legacy. He told Billy that paint couldn't erase their father's presence. That lived in them. Billy teared up as he agreed. With the air cleared, Jack brought up Dumas. Billy said the meeting kept getting pushed. To him, it was just business. Jack urged caution, especially with Victor circling. Billy wasn't interested in backing down, not when it came to Victor. Over at Newman Media, Adam and Chelsea talked business, specifically how they planned to wipe the floor with Billy and Sally. Chelsea didn't love the cutthroat language. She warned that this rivalry could get ugly, and she didn't want to be part of a personal vendetta. Adam argued that Billy had made himself the enemy. Still, he reassured her that Newman Media wasn't a weapon. Then Victor walked in and made it clear that yes, it absolutely was a weapon. He wanted Adam to shine up Nikki's image and smear Billy's time at Chancellor. Adam was uneasy, especially about Chelsea's reaction. Victor didn't care. "Billy needs to be crushed," he said. Later, Adam confessed everything to Chelsea. He didn't want to lie, so he told her about Victor's directive and why he was uneasy about it. The question now wasn't whether they'd fight. It was how far they'd go. At the GCAC, Lily was halfway through her omelette when Damian joined her, full of good news about Amy's progress. Damian shared that he'd reached out to Dumas about a potential meeting with her, and his boss wasn't exactly eager. Dumas wanted to know what Lily was after. Lily didn't mince words. She wanted to look Dumas in the eye and ask him directly what he was doing in Genoa City. Damian reminded her that his boss was famously unreadable. Damian asked what she'd do if she was wrong about Dumas targeting her and Winters. She admitted she had no hard proof, just Victor's warning and a gut full of unresolved tension. Damian found that flimsy. Victor has a new way to annoy Billy. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, May 8, remind us that Divin is related to practically every major Genoa City family, and that they are all currently at odds with each other. Devin is married to Abby, the daughter of Victor. Devin is the brother of Lily, ex of Billy. He is a cousin of Nate, who is a brother of Damian. Damian knows something about Aristotle Dumas, whom Victor is desperate to unmask, and who Billy has been secretly talking to. Nate is also interested in Dumas, and in what Damian is truly up to. Damian claimed to Lily that he is on the up and up and can be trusted, which means Devin is in the middle of all the drama, trying to make sure he's not the one who ultimately gets played. But Damian isn't completely in the clear yet. Even though he's making progress with Lily, Holden has a warning of his own for Damian. "Remember that very important man they both had dealings with," said very important man has a message for Damian. "Should be really be getting that comfortable in Genoa City." And while the young people figure themselves out, Victor isn't about to sit and wait for information to come to him. He is going to go out there and make things happen. Or, at the very least, he is going to sit in his favorite chair and bark orders so that other people can make things happen. Victor has something to say to Billy Boy Abbott, and no matter how hard his former son-in-law works to act like nothing Victor says could ever affect him, it affects him. Victor smirks. Really, it is so easy to mess with this dummy. The Y&R alum and Hallmark star is grateful for her time on The Neighborhood. Hunter King's career continues to soar. The Young and the Restless alum shared gratitude for her recurring role on The Neighborhood. However, all good things must come to an end eventually. Recently, King posted a series of photos on her Instagram account. The behind-the-scenes shot showed the former soap star with the cast of The Neighborhood. Once the cameras went down, there were plenty more laughs on the sound stage. King also shared selfies of herself with her fellow cast members and exclusive clips that you won't see on the sitcom. The cast celebrated wrapping up Season 7 with a big, beautiful purple and gold cake that showcased the show's name. The cast also celebrated long after the cameras went down for a special party. In the last shot, they gathered in front of CBS Studios for a photo together. So grateful to be a part of tonight's season finale of The Neighborhood. Got to work with some old friends, made a bunch of new friends, and truly had the best time. Come hang with us in Venice tonight at 8/7 on CBS TV, King wrote in her post. Fans shared their thoughts on the season finale. Some are hoping for a spin-off of the hit sitcom. "It was a great episode. Hoping for a neighborhood spin-off show out of it," one fan wrote. Reports suggested that King will star in a potential spin-off. However, some Y&R fans have to wonder if she will eventually make it back to Genoa City. "What are the chances of you playing Summer again?" another user asked. Allison Lanier announced her departure from Y&R last week. "We would love to see her reprise her role as Summer Newman." However, Lanier did an exceptional job, And it's sad to see Summer's storyline end like this.